Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to tackle a term that is absolutely everywhere: artificial intelligence. I mean, it's changing everything, right? But what actually is it? Well, the thing is, it's not just one thing. So let's dive in and really try to make sense of it all. So yeah, what is it? We hear AI constantly, but if you try to pin down one single definition, it's surprisingly tough. We all have these images of sci-fi robots in our heads, but the AI that's actually out there is way more common, and honestly a lot more complex than that.
Exactly. Trying to find one perfect definition for AI is pretty much a lost cause. It's kind of like trying to define the word engine. Are we talking about a car engine, a search engine? It's just too broad. The only way to really get it is to break it down into smaller pieces. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to look at AI through three different lenses. First, we'll look at what it can do. That's its capability. Second, we'll look at how it perceives the world. That's its function. And third, we'll look at how it's actually built, the technique behind it all. Think of this as our roadmap for the rest of this explainer.
Okay, let's jump in with our first lens: capability. This is probably the way most people already think about AI. It's all about the level of intelligence. How smart is this thing, really?
So on one hand, you've got narrow AI. And listen, this is basically all the AI we have today. Siri, ChatGPT, the thing that recommends what you should watch next, all of it. These AIs are amazing at one specific task, but you can't ask them to step outside of that one job. On the other hand, you have the dream, General AI. This is the holy grail, an AI that could think, reason, and solve problems just like a human. But let's be super clear, this does not exist yet. It is still completely in the world of theory.
And if you take that idea and push it even further, you get to super intelligent AI. Now we're talking full-on science fiction. This is the idea of an AI that doesn't just match us, but is way, way beyond human intelligence in every possible way. Creativity, problem-solving, you name it. We're talking about a level of thinking that's hard for us to even imagine. But again, it's a theory. For now, anyway.
All right, let's pivot to our second lens, AI by function. Now, this one isn't about how smart the AI is. It's about how it operates. How does it see the world? Is it just reacting to things, or does it have some kind of memory, or maybe even awareness?
You can really think about this like a timeline of evolution. Way back, we had reactive machines like the chess computer Deep Blue. It had zero memory, it just looked at the board and made the best move for that exact moment. Today, most AI we use has limited memory. It can look at the recent past to make a better choice right now, which is, pretty essential for a self-driving car that needs to remember where other cars were a second ago. Looking to the future, we might see theory of mind AI, which could actually understand human emotions and intentions. And way, way out there is the idea of self-aware AI, a machine that's truly conscious. Yeah, it's safe to say that one's still firmly in the movies.
Okay, on to our third and final lens, technique. This is where we pop the hood and look at how these things are actually built and trained. So if capability is what it does and function is how it sees, then technique is all about how it learns.
The big one, the technique that runs almost everything today, is machine learning. And this was a huge, huge shift in thinking. Instead of programmers trying to write millions of lines of code with if this, then that rules, they basically just feed a machine a ton of data and let it figure out the patterns and write its own rules. Your spam filter is the perfect example. Nobody taught it the rules for what makes an email spammy. It just looked at millions of emails we humans already marked as junk and learned the patterns for itself.
And inside the world of machine learning, there's a really powerful subcategory called deep learning. It uses these things called neural networks. And as the name suggests, they're loosely inspired by the way neurons are connected in our own brains. It's this technique that has given us the most incredible breakthroughs lately. It's the engine behind our voice assistants, and it's what makes models like ChatGPT possible.
Then there's this other really cool technique called reinforcement learning. And the best way to think about it is, it's exactly like training a dog. Seriously, the AI learns completely through trial and error. It tries something, and if it does a good job, it gets a little digital treat or reward. The whole process is just a simple loop, over and over again. The AI tries an action, it gets feedback, either a reward or a penalty, and then it adjusts what it does next to try and get more rewards. And when you let it run this loop millions or even billions of times, it can learn to do incredible things, like master a game as complex as Go, which is what AlphaGo did, or even teach a robot how to walk from nothing.
Of course, there are even more tools in the AI toolbox. You've got generative models. That's the magic behind tools like DALL-E and Midjourney that can actually create brand new images, text, or music. And then you have symbolic AI, which is an older approach, but still useful. It's the polar opposite of machine learning. Instead of learning from data, it's all about rules and logic that human experts program into it directly. See? Each technique is just a different tool for a different job. So, we've looked at AI through our three lenses: what it can do, how it perceives, and how it's built. Now, let's put it all together and see how these lenses give us a much clearer, fuller picture of any AI out there.
This is it. This is your new toolkit for understanding AI. So next time you hear about something like ChatGPT, you don't have to just say, it's AI. You can break it down. By capability, it's narrow AI, right? It's focused on language. By function, it's a limited memory system, because it uses your conversation history to figure out what to say next. And by technique, it's built using deep learning, and it's a type of generative model. See how that works? Suddenly you're not talking about one big confusing blob called AI. You're talking about a specific system with specific characteristics.
So there you have it. We've kind of demystified the whole landscape of artificial intelligence, from the narrow tools we're all using every single day, all the way to the theoretical superminds of the future. It's so clear that AI isn't just one single thing. It's this huge, branching tree of possibilities. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Now that you can tell the different types apart, which kind of AI do you think is going to be the one to really define our future?